Now, last week, I met a lovely lady called Julie, who I've, you know me, I like to get people involved very quickly. So can you give Julie a big welcome? So, Julie, we met last week, and it was your first time here at Riverside. Do you want to share a bit to the people about your journey and what brought you to Riverside?
Yes, thank you. Hi. Last week was the first week I walked into a church to come to church. I'm 61. I haven't grown up in a Christian family. I haven't been around people who are Christians. But over the past few years, I felt a need, a calling. And in the last few years, I started trying to read the Bible. And I found it difficult to find my way through. I'm a visual learner. If somebody shows me how to do something or talks me through something, then I get the concept. But to just read words on a page, that's where I find it really difficult. So accessing the Bible, as much as I really felt I wanted to, I found it really hard. So I started looking for other ways that I could understand what everyone was talking about, understand what I felt I was being led to read. So I tried everything else in this digital age. I listened to podcasts, I watched all the films, I watched the series, I watched documentaries, and there was still something just didn't quite hit the mark. And I was reading the Bible, I was following a reading plan, but I just didn't quite get it. And I felt like I just needed something else to help me understand the Gospels, to help me understand what God was trying to tell me. So one night I went to bed like I normally did. I read some passages from the Bible. I was searching online on my phone, and I came across something on YouTube called The Shepherd. It was a short film that was made by someone called Dallas Jenkins in America, and it was a short film made about the birth of Christ. I watched it, and I went downstairs and said to my husband, "You've got to see this. It's an amazing story, but I know the story, but I felt like this is the first time I'd actually heard it and I'd seen it." And it turns out that this short film was made by an evangelical guy called Dallas Jenkins, who lives in America. He's a film producer. He made this short film for his church after a film that he'd made, which he thought was going to transform his life, make him a Hollywood, an idol of Hollywood, and it bombed completely at the first showing, and he was at his worst place he could be at. He thought his career was over, so he went back to his church, and he was asked to make a short story for Christmas, which was coming up, which he did. And this film was picked up by friends. They said, "This is amazing. This tells the story of the birth of Christ from the perspective of the shepherds, of the people that were living at the time." His friends showed this to a small company, and they said, "We've got to do something with this. This could be a pilot for a series." And they took it on board, but they didn't want to do it in the traditional way. So they crowdfunded to continue this into talking about the life of Jesus and making some more episodes that followed on from talking about Jesus and the life of Christ, but from the perspective of the people that lived with him and experienced him in first century Israel. And Dallas said, "You're not going to get money. It takes millions to create these sorts of things." So this company, Vidagel, who decided to take it on board, said, no, we're going to do it this way because then we have complete control over the content. We're not being told by Hollywood producers what we can do, what we can say. This has got to come from the heart and from love. So they crowdfunded, and Dallas thought, we'll get $800 for this, that's it. They got $10 million to fund the first episode of this series that he was now wanting to make and had the enthusiasm to make, because God had brought him down to that level, had shown him what his true reason for doing the job that he did was, and said, no, it's not your job to feed the 5,000, it's your job to provide the loaves and fish. And this is what he did. They got the money in, they made the first episode, and the series that is now in season 3 is called The Chosen. I don't know if any of you have heard of it, but for me, has anybody heard of it? Hands up. Amazing, amazing. To me, it brought the Gospels to life. It showed me visually what Jesus does with people's lives, how it affects them, what he can do to turn you around, no matter where you've come from, no matter who you are. And last week, when I walked through the doors here, I don't know why I came here, but I felt that this was the church. I'd been wanting to come to church for a very long time, but I was scared. I didn't know where to go. I felt embarrassed. And I'd looked at all of the churches near here. I live in Whitstable, but this was the one that was pulling me in. And last week, when I walked through the doors and I listened to Simon talking about reaching out, I thought, yes, that's why I'm here, because I've got a story to tell about The Chosen. Because this is a way which, if you don't know Christ, if you know someone that doesn't know Christ and you don't know how to introduce them to it, this is one way that I feel can help. And if it just touches one person, then I know that's why I'm here. So I just wanted to share that with everyone and wanted to say thank you for such a warm welcome when I first turned up last week. So thank you.
Okay, I'll stay here. So obviously for Julie, it brought her to Jesus, didn't it? It illuminated the life of Jesus, and then obviously she then wanted to come to church to be with other people, to support her. But even if you're a Christian, remember Simon talked last week about the Gospels and really getting a hold of Jesus' life, so that's the story that we tell. But if you feel like I've read the Gospels so many times, and this could be a real different way for you to fall in love with Jesus again and really understand some of the reasons why he did things, why he said things. I've watched a few episodes this week after Julie. I mean, I'd heard of it and never got around to watching it. But it's really profound and done in a beautiful way, and it makes Jesus and the things he did really come alive in just a new and fresh way. It isn't the Bible, it's not scripture, and they're very careful to say that. It's a dramatisation. So obviously there is poetic license of them thinking about what it would have been like in that time. But it is really brilliant. So we're going to watch a trailer, and then maybe Julie will tell you how you can watch it if you haven't already, and how you can recommend it to friends. So let's run that trailer, Mark.
Let me tell you a story. You think that impossible things can happen? Miracles.
I can never forget what I saw.
I'm so sorry, I don't actually know your name.
I'm Jesus.
Are you dangerous?
Maybe to some.
I saw him. It was incredible.
I need to know if we have a problem.
The man claimed to be God. False prophecy.
Again, I ask you, is there a problem? The so-called miracle worker?
Jesus of Nazareth.
Apparently something good can come from Nazareth.
Roll me like a stone in the water. Watch the mud rise up. If we're going to have a question and answer session every time we do something you're not used to, it's going to be a very annoying time together for all of us.
There are righteous men on the lookout for you, and they are weighing every word you say.
That's not for you.
This is different.
Get used to different.
We didn't choose him. He chose us.
I see you.
Oh, I really don't like that man.
Follow me, and you'll see more.
I was one way, and now I am completely different. And the thing that happened in between was him.
And so it's time.
Let's go.
I think what's beautiful about it is you really see Jesus as a man as well. Obviously, he's fully God and fully man, and that's a hard concept, but you really see the man of Jesus who just walks with his disciples and the impact that he would have had. And I think the stories will stay fresher with you when you've got that visual. So really recommend it. How can they watch it, Julie?
Okay, so it's free. You don't have to pay for it. If you want to access it, you can download an app on your phone. So go to wherever you get your apps from. Just Google or just search for The Chosen, and the app is free to download. They have made 2 full series, and they are in the process of filming series 3. There is also a lot of additional content on there. They have biblical experts from all different faiths discussing each of the episodes, so that it really dives deep into what each of the episodes is about, the stories from the Gospels that they reflect on. It's really, I would challenge you to just watch the first episode and see what you think. So download it on your phone. You can then stream it to your TV. I can see some people glazing over now thinking, oh, I don't know how to do that. But watch it on your phone or search for it online, so you can watch it on your computer or your laptop. But if you have something like Roku or Apple TV or anything like that, you can search for The Chosen, or you can search for VidAngel. And VidAngel are the studios that are producing, that took this project on. Or you can find it on YouTube. Some of the episodes are available on YouTube.
Season 1 is all on YouTube, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Yeah.
As is The Shepherd, which was the first thing that I saw. So yeah, just look for it wherever you find your content, and I just challenge everyone just to watch the first episode and see what you think.
Thank you, Julie, and welcome to Riverside family.
Thank you.
Thanks, Julie.